Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy 4th of July. Got the American flag in the background in the garage. A little bit of a venting video, but not really venting, just talking with you all about what's going on in crypto, namely SEC, Coinbase stuff. It's just very much been on my mind. And Paul Graywall, the chief legal officer, just tweeted something not very long ago. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. Very powerful statement happening. And it really solidifies, I think, everything that I've kind of just generally been thinking, and that is to say, SEC doesn't have a leg to stand on. As you know, they went after Coinbase for selling unregistered securities. Not even going to go into the depths of that, but they've really just, I don't know if they tried to cripple Coinbase or not, but so far it hasn't worked at all. It hasn't worked at all. And I think it's going to start backfiring, actually. We know when SEC went after Coinbase coin stock fell. Since then, it's bounced, right? The cryptos, especially named in the lawsuit, also crashed. We all know that. But while all that's happening, crash, bounce, we have BlackRock and others, trillions of dollars assets under management, not only filing for the Bitcoin spot ETF, as all of you know, and most recently refiling, listing Coinbase as their surveillance partner. While the SEC is suing Coinbase, it paints the picture that they don't really care. The big money does not care about what the SEC thinks. But the real firepower here is Paul Graywall, the chief legal officer at Coinbase. Now, he's made some confident statements already, right? And I've mentioned these before in videos and stuff. But in a recent tweet, he quoted the major questions doctrine holding in Nebraska, suggesting, and here's where it is, that the SEC's interpretation of investment contract violates the law. That's an incredibly powerful statement we should really pay attention to. So here's what he said exactly, though. I've read, reread, and reread the major questions doctrine holding in Nebraska, page 19 to 26. Swap out secretary for chair, digital asset for student loans, and there's no conclusion but one. The SEC's interpretation of investment contract violates the law. Actually, it's far worse. The economic and political significance of falsely claiming authority over all digital assets other than Bitcoin is not just staggering, but untethered to the fundamental requirement that there be enforceable rights between enterprise and purchaser. Bonus, Congress isn't just capable of fixing standards by theoretically passing legislation in the future, it's actively working to do that right now. This isn't even a close call. And Graywall isn't just making empty claims, right? I've tweeted before a video clip of him making it crystal clear that Coinbase will defend itself in litigation.
Coinbase will defend itself vigorously in litigation if it comes to that. But it does not have to come to that. We will show up at your offices any day, any time to discuss a workable path forward for our industry. But we won't find that path without true dialogue.
I personally tweeted that clip because I think it was a powerful statement of confidence. And I think Coinbase has this track record so far to kind of back up that confidence, right? And what's so brilliant about it, as we talk about this in this video, is not only do they have a great business model that the SEC approved, right? Before Coinbase went public, the SEC approved it. Everything they're doing is based on law, right? They're ready to fight. They're ready to fight for their rights, for our rights as crypto holders. And I really think that the judges, people in Congress, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's obvious what is happening right now. So let's just take a step back for a second and look at the bigger picture. The SEC's inconsistent positions and lack of guidance in the crypto industry in general is what created this entire nightmare to begin with. They're the ones that started this whole thing. And Coinbase has been striving to engage before this even started with the SEC. They were trying to register, and the SEC basically just left them hanging the entire time. There's absolutely no rules, there's no regulations, there's no clear path in terms of building here in the United States, and they're hindering innovation. It's driving everything overseas. This is what has been happening. But here's the thing, Coinbase, they're just gearing up, right? They're just gearing up for potential victory over the SEC. And Paul Graywall has some strong words that we just looked at. And I think for me, it gives me confidence as these things go to court. It really gives me confidence that the Coinbase has a shot here. And again, it solidifies the fact that I don't think SEC has a leg to stand on. And things like BlackRock, right, naming Coinbase as a surveillance partner, it underscores the confidence that many people have in Coinbase. SEC is outdated. Their interpretations are outdated. Their lack of certainty that they're offering the crypto industry is absolutely ridiculous. And it's just time for clear rules and a path forward for registration for companies like Coinbase. It's so obvious. That's my point. And Coinbase, Paul Graywall, the tweet that we just looked at, he's using the law to illustrate this. So I think we all need to keep a very, very strong eye on this Coinbase case, the Coinbase versus SEC case, because they're fighting for us. You know, crypto, whether it's slow, whether price is moving or not, whether people are filing, huge organizations are filing for Bitcoin spot ETFs. One thing is true. Coinbase is in this battle right now, and they're fighting for clarity for the space. And I like to see how they're doing it, namely using law, simple and very obvious law that kind of paints the picture that, once again, to echo my thought, I don't think the SEC has much of a leg to stand on. It's going to be very interesting to see what judges think. It'd be very interesting to see what those in Congress think. Time will tell. Wanted to throw that out there, everybody. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Nobody knows what's going to happen with this. I realize that. I realize maybe I'm optimistic, but that's just how I am. But again, I think Coinbase is on the side of the law here. And I think that is what really gives the confidence. So appreciate you, everybody. Hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Make sure you turn those notifications on as well. Hit the like on the way out, and I will see you in the next video. God bless.